measures of dispersion. In this section, we're going to measure how the data set is dispersed from its center data. There are different ways to do it, but we're going to just focus on two different ways. One is finding the range, which is actually the difference between the highest and the lowest values in the data set. And another one is determining the standard deviation from the center or from the mean. So first of all, write down the data and sort it from lower to higher or higher to lower, and find the highest data value and then lowest data value and find the difference between them. That's your range. So let's see, here is the data 16, 21, 21 and 29. The range is 29 minus 16, which is 13. Just find the difference. Okay, so you can also open this data in StatCrunch and find the range from there. Just go to the start, summary stat, select the column, which is the name of the column here is variable 1, and then go here under the start. There is a range function. Just compute that and it will give you the range, which is 4. It's a difference between the highest value minus and then lowest value, which is in this case 4. So you can do it manually if the data set is small. If the data set is very huge, then you can use StatCrunch. The next topic is standard deviation, which measures the deviation of the data from the mean, the average deviation, the mean deviation of the data from the mean. So for that, first of all, you need to find the mean. You need to find the difference between the data and mean. You need to find the square of that value. You need to add all those values, and you need to divide that by n minus 1, where n is the total number of data. And you need to take the square root of that, and this value is your standard deviation. So that gives you the standard deviation. So this is standard deviation. Okay. So let's do that here. One question. A group of the data items and their mean are given. Find the deviation from the mean for each of the data item. So these are the data items and this is the mean. Deviation means find the difference between them. So you can manually do it using your calculator, or you can use the StatCrunch. That's up to you. Because the data set is very small, I'm going to use it manually. So 27 minus 108 is negative 81. And 45 minus 108 is negative 63. And 63 minus 108, negative 45. 108 minus 108, 0. 162 minus 108, that is 54. And 243, 162 minus 108, that is 54. And 243 minus 108, that is 135. Okay, the sum of the deviation in part A, so you need to just add all these things. So I'm going to just use this StatCrunch calculator. It would be easier for me to calculate instead of doing manually. So first of all, find the difference between this and then 108. So go here, data, do compute, and click expression, and then you can build that expression. You can do that calculation. Select the variable, the variable from this column 1. So add the column. So this is going to take the data from here minus 108. That's what we would like to subtract. do OK and then do compute. It's going to give you the difference, as you can see here, negative 83, negative 63, and then so on, so on. Now you would like to add this column. How do you do this? Go back to the data, do compute, expression, and then build the expression. There is a function, inbuilt function named sum. What is sum? Sum. This function you can use, and inside that function you can just add this column. So sum of the column name, you can name it differently, but it was automatic named, so I just keep that way. So basically we are trying to add this difference, and do OK and then do compute. That's going to give you the difference, which is, in this case, it's 0. We would like to find the standard deviation. This is the question. If you go back to the problem, to find the standard deviation, it says find the mean of the data. So you need to find the mean, and then you need to find the difference between the data. I'm going to show you how to do it manually, and I'm going to show you how to use StatCrunch. Okay, so first of all, find the mean. So these are the data set, as you can see here: 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I'm going to write down that in a column. Let's say dataset X. This is the value 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the mean is supposed to be 12. You can verify that. Just add all this number. So that is 10 plus 11 plus 12 plus 13 plus 14 and divided by 5. So that's supposed to be 12. So the mean, the difference between the mean and then data is 10 minus 12, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2. And then what is the next step? After finding the difference, find the square of that, and find the square of this column, which is 41014, and then finally find the sum of this, which is add this column. This is the symbol we use for the summation. 4, 5, 6 plus 4 is 10. And then after that, the formula is divide that sum by n minus 1. So n means the number of data, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So n minus 1 supposed to be 4. So divide 10 by 4, which is 5 over 2, and take the square root of that number. That's going to give you the standard deviation. So 5 over 2 means it's a 2.5. Take the square root of that by using this function, which is 1.58. 2 decimal place, it's a 1.58. That is your standard deviation. So that's the average deviation of this data set from the mean. But you can also do this problem using StatCrunch. I'm going to show maybe a little bit bigger problem. Okay, so here, because there are 3 different data sets and we need to find the mean and range and the standard deviation, I'm going to use the StatCrunch for this. So go stat, take what is that, summary stat, take column, take first column. You can select all of them, or you can just select one. That's up to you. We are interested to find the mean, and then just highlight those functions you are looking for using the control tab. Range, and then standard deviation. There is a standard deviation as well, standard deviation. So we're going to find these 3 different things for the column A. So if you hit compute, it's going to compute these 3 things for this column, sample A, which is 39, 36, and 12.96. 39, 36, 12.96 if you round to the 2 decimal place. So that's the answer for the sample A, and you can do the same thing for sample B and sample C. This time I'm going to select all these three samples, and then it's going to compute this value for all these three things. So mean and range, they are same, 39, 36, but the standard deviation is different, which is 15.19. there is an 8, so it's supposed to be 20, 15.20, 15.2. you don't have to write down the 0. And then for the third one, it's again same, 39 and 36, and then standard deviation is coming from here, which is 18. So we can use the start crunch very easily to find this information. In which of the following ways are the sample like? Mean and range, they are same for all three samples, but the standard deviation, that's a different for all three samples. Okay. What is the standard deviation for this data? This data means, if you read the data, it says the data is 9, and then it's repeating how many times? 4 times. So 9, 9, 9, 9, 4 times. Standard deviation is actually measure of dispersion, measure of variation of the data. If your data is all 9, then there is no variation. So the value is supposed to be 0. Okay. Okay, this is also, you can just use the data set, and you can find all the information. Either it's standard deviation. Without calculating which data set has the greater mean number of platinum albums. So look at here, these are the two data sets. As you can see here, these are all less than 65 and these are greater than 65. So male artists supposed to have greater platinum, because all the data item for the men are greater than the greatest data from the women. Okay, so you can find the mean for both of these data. It's not big deal. I'm not going to do it because this is the same problem. Just add this data and divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for both of them. And then you can also find the standard deviation. You can use the start crunch. You can copy your value here somewhere. If it's not, if it does not give you the option for start crunch, you can just copy that and you can find the standard deviation. Okay, that's all for this section.